Wonderful. So, great. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you are. We're really excited and happy to have you on this online stream today. My name is Gustav Biachu, and I'm the Executive Chairman and Chief Empowerment Officer for Icon IT. And on the panel today, I have a colleague, friend, an expert all the way from another part of the world in Asia and India, Mr. Gaurav. Gaurav has over 25 years of experience in the IT industry. He's an expert AWS instructor and practitioner. He's worked across multiple different industries from the pharmaceutical to the retail to the mining industry as an AWS platform expert. And this evening, we just plan to use about 45 minutes of your time to talk to you a little bit about the different things that are happening around you and you might not be aware about. We just want to talk to you today about the opportunity that lies in the AWS space as an AWS cloud architect, as you said, or a DevOps engineer. And if you stay put with us, you'll be able to learn a lot during this particular presentation. If you're on YouTube, please go ahead and like our page, subscribe to our page, hit that subscribe button so you can be able to follow through with us on the different things we do. If you're watching from Facebook, join our community, please, and be able to stay abreast with some of the things we're doing. So, just to get it going from the start so we don't waste no time, I want to put it up there straight in front of you. If you watched this movie many years ago, it's called Home Alone, and you can see the surprise on the young man's face. Each time we talk to people about the AWS opportunity, this is exactly the expression they have on their face. I didn't know there is a program that exists out there that pays people average of $121,000 a year, and that is just an average, right? A DevOps engineer pays about $125,000 a year. We are talking about $10,000 every month practicing as a DevOps engineer. An average AWS solution architect will earn a minimum of about $3 million over a 20-year career. So that's what we're talking about here today, right? We're trying to share information years ago, about 60, 70 years ago in the history for those who are in North America, you would have certainly learned about the gold rush. This is the new gold rush. Wonderful. Gaurav, I'll let you say a few words before we continue.
Thank you so much, Gustav. It's like a pleasure to be a part of this session and letting my experience to know to the people how this AWS and the architect and the DevOps technologies have been a part of this industry from a long time. And I can say like uh, if if IT is something about to grow, it's only because of cloud, and we know the fact what has been how the IT has been revolutionized, looking from the last 10 years where things were taking weeks and months of time have been converted into minutes and seconds, or an entire application can be built in a day of time. So when things got revolutionized today, we used many popular applications which could be which could be like Ola, Uber, Airbnb, or Make My Trip, Zomato, Swiggy. These all, I mean, there are different applications globally I'm talking about. These all are these all are the applications which have taken birth by the cloud. And these applications today are in our hands, in our mobiles, which we use day to day life. So you can
Wonderful.
understand the power of cloud, where it has come, how it has evolved, and how it is going to impact this IT industry and the entire world in the next coming 10 to 15 years. So if there is one thing that everyone should learn, whether you work or do not work, is cloud. It has
That's
to be in
right.
your
That's
profile that you have to be a cloud guy, and that's where we are bringing. And this platform officially, this platform will be helping people to know what cloud is and understand how do they work, how the organizations adapt, how do engineers use, so that they can not only just understand the concept, they can get into it, start working on it, and take their lives to the next level.
absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you, Gaurav. So basically, here at Icon IT, AWS Solutions Architect and DevOps program, we're able to take everyday people like you watching us live right now, from zero experience to the capability of being able to work and earn as an AWS expert. So let's tell you that's a little bit how we're going to spend today with you, right? We're going to talk a little bit about what AWS is, who is an AWS solution and DevOps architect, what a day in the life of a student within Icon IT is like, what are some of the professional opportunities for AWS solutions architects, the urgency of now, why we believe you need to get engaged now, and what are the next steps if you certainly want to join this bandwagon. And I want to tell you for a fact, this is an incredible opportunity. There is no better time to be alive than now. Right? So clear your emails, close your browsers, whatever it is you're doing, close the door, tell the kids to be patient, spend this next 30, 40 minutes with us. Listen keenly, but most importantly, take action. Right? So what is AWS? And I'll let go of just in a very high level because a lot of our audience are new to the concept. Just tell us a little bit, what is AWS?
Well, Gustav, to start about what AWS is, it's a web service that has been developed to be used by the people long 10, 15 years back. See, in short, if I tell you the words, traditionally there were data centers. There were, data centers which is on-prem, wealthy organization used to have it. And um, there were engineers hired to manage those data centers. We call them as network administrators, application administrators, database administrators. There were roles and responsibilities given in the organizations to manage the data centers and applications, hires, opportunities, and all. But today, it's not easy to manage them. The scalability was the problem, the price, and followed by the agility was not at all been available in those days. And that's where the virtualization concept came in. And virtualization is something like bringing in the converting the typical data centers into a cloud model where your resources are well utilized, they are faster and they are cheaper to use. And that is where the cloud has emerged, and that has given an opportunity to any common person over the internet to create their resources. You don't need to own a data center to create your applications. Any common person in the world can create an account of AWS, just log in into the console and create any IT resource they want. Something like an on-demand requirement of DB, application, server, network to host your applications over the internet can be done. And that's where AWS came in. And it is the first cloud provider who has provided the platform to the end users to use the cloud on the fly. And
Wonderful.
from that until now, it has never looked back. From a policy to a truck, everything exists in AWS.
Wonderful. No, thank you, God. There's no question about the length and breadth and width of this particular platform, right? And from what I'm understanding, what our researchers indicated to us, I mean, it comes with over 200 fully provisioned features. It's the fastest growing public cloud, just like you said. All the top companies globally use it. A lot of different applications and different everyday to day things that humanity uses for betterment runs on AWS. Of course, a lot of customers on the front end will know that, but we're here today to demystify that, right? Millions of customers are on this platform, and what that necessitates a support system whereby we have a lot of architects and a lot of demand for DevOps engineer, right? So,
Absolutely.
exactly. So, who is an AWS solution architect associate? Just looking at those three bullet points on the presentation, Gaurav, can you just tell us a little bit who an AWS solution architect is?
See, when someone says like, "Hey, I am a solution architect," doesn't matter whether it is an associate or professional or whatnot. I mean, there are different certifications that, as per your experience, you can gain it. But when you represent yourself as an architect, you are responsible of designing the solutions by talking to a client. If I take an old example, what is an architect? An architect is the one who design your home. You want a home to be built. He tells you your architecture should be like this, your room should be there, your entry should be here. Same thing, same concept, same knowledge, same job you will do over the cloud. where people do not know what they have. You will come in, you will say, hey, if you want to store unlimited data, we will use S3. You want to provision a server, we'll use EC2. You want to provision a MySQL database, you use RDS. You are the guy who knows what services are, how do you integrate and build a solution to them. And that's where you are most privileged to call as an architect. A person who designed the client requirement solution and present in the cloud is an architect. And it does not end there. Designing, then making it to work, manage, administer, and there are a number of role and responsibilities that you can take. It's like a domain of MBBS. If you want to be a doctor is not a small domain. When you say you are a doctor, you can be a surgeon, you can be an
Correct.
pediatrician, you can be a dentist, you can likewise in cloud, you can be an architect, you can be a network guy, you can be a specialty in security guy, you can be a database guy, you can be an analytic guy, you can be a data warehouse guy. I mean, it's a wide open channel. You start,
Absolutely.
you live the world wherever you want to live.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a brilliant way of putting it together, Gaurav, because it really just paints that picture, right, of a cloud architect, of the person that builds the whole architecture from the ground up. And when you talk about it, an architect like an architect for a home, it makes a lot of sense because it brings it home for many people, right?
Yeah.
So, can you tell us who an AWS DevOps engineer is related, and and what a little bit what the differences between the AWS engineer and the AWS DevOps engineer and the AWS cloud architect?
Obviously. So when I said an architect is the one who understand the client's requirement, design the solutions, provide the high availability, durability, fault tolerance, make the request coming in correctly or not. Cost optimization will be the role and responsibility of an architect. Whereas if you see the other side of and DevOps is automating the things. Here you understand the requirement, you create and you manage. But in DevOps, you will be automating them. You will enhance the things so that
Right.
it will be more reusable by writing
Okay.
the automation scripts like infrastructure as a code, by creating the AWS pipelines like CI/CD orchestration things, followed by you can use the on-the-fly deployment applications like platform as a service like Elastic Beanstalk, and then you use configuration management service without logging into the server, making the changes in the server like configuration management. You have ops work, and followed by microservices, containerizing the applications to scale enormously to handle the load of the application using the Docker containers, followed by the Kubernetes clusters, Elastic Container Register services will be a part of learning. So one is to design the solution, make it to work. Second is to automate the solutions and make it to be more reusable. So that
Usable.
combination is
Wonderful.
absolutely deadly.
Wonderful. Thank you, Gaurav. And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you watching us live on Facebook or from YouTube, please go ahead, click on the subscribe button, subscribe to our channels, join our community so you can be getting critical information like this. And I know when Gaurav is speaking, he's talking about all these big technology terms, CI/CD, and containerization and network. And don't be scared. Don't think about it like it's rocket science. It is not rocket science. It is a technologies that exist. You are not creating anything new. You are not going to recode something. You are not needing to learn how to code stuff. You are just managing existing things. I remember when I heard about the opportunity about 10 years ago before joining the industry, it sounded like Greek. But once I got involved, I realized everyday people like you watching us online today live in a few short weeks can learn the skills and the knowledge to become an AWS solutions architect or an AWS DevOps engineer. And in a few short years, you become experts and you can also talk about it intelligently, do it, execute it, and help companies grow the way Gaurav, myself, and a lot of other people who've passed through our programs are able to do nowadays. So, a day in the life in the program, right? If you join the Icon IT AWS Solutions Architect program, or the AWS DevOps engineering program, what does it look like? What is the expectation? As somebody coming in new, what is it that you have to worry about or you have to focus on not worry about? Of course, it is something new, but we've designed this program customized specifically for people who are coming into the industry new. Now, if you're not new to the industry, if you're somebody who already has experience, that's even better for you. It's going to be additional knowledge for you. It's going to give you the ability to expand your skill set, to become more marketable, and to become more credible. Now, if we're in the industry, one of the things I would like to highlight, and of course, Gaurav knows all about that because he's been to for a while, is the fact that we're moving to the point in the industry today where every knowledge you have, every certification you have, every skill set you have means money. Let me put it straight, easy, straightforward. Any of those things mean a change in your earning capacity. You can start off in one thing. By the time you become an AWS solutions architect and an AWS DevOps engineer, you see a pay increase of over $40,000 a year in North America. That is the opportunity we're talking about. So as a student in the program, will be covering some live lectures, which will be covered over 5 weekends, classes on Saturdays and Sundays, and I'll tell you about that, right? We'll give you weekly assignments. In this weekly assignments, you're expected to do them. Once you do them, in the process of doing them, you are building experience, you are building hands-on skills, and you realize just what Gaurav said at the beginning. Instead of having these resources on your own, you just log into an already existing platform and you can create resources. That is a game changer. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that is why today you have small mom and pop people, regular everyday teenagers in high schools around the world. They can create applications by themselves. They don't have no big budget. They have $500, $200, $100 in their pocket. They come to a platform like AWS, they create an account, and they're able to develop applications and things that can help serve humanity, right? We're going to teach you all about that during the class. We're also going to give you hands-on, real-life practical experiences, things that you see at work, things that you'll be expected to do at work. So that way, before you get into a job as a solutions architect or a DevOps engineer, you have experience with some of those things that you're going to be seeing. But one of the key things we're going to be doing also is that we're going to be providing a question bank. And the question bank, actually, after the program, there are different AWS certifications, right? We'll talk to you about all those certifications too. But we'll provide you a question bank. And this question bank contains hundreds of different questions. And if you revise it very well, you are able to clear the certifications because all the questions in the certification questions usually come from this question bank, not exclusively, but it helps you practice. I want to make that clear, all right? We don't know the questions. We are just saying from my experience, we're able to put together a number of different questions, which generally the certifications come around those questions and will help you to clear those certifications, right? Good. So we certainly have the AWS Solutions Architect training, and there's also the AWS DevOps Engineer training, which certainly will be going on. So, Gaurav, tell me a little bit. Of course, we have different competing companies around the world, right, that deal with the cloud. Why AWS?
Well, that's a great question, Gustav. To make it short, anyone who started something, the journey will be always on an upper hand. AWS is something who started this in 2004. And followed by after 2 years, in 2006, Microsoft has started this journey. And then 2008, the Google has started the journey, which are value-added companies. They have a lot of cloud-based services, resources being used. But for me, why AWS is because AWS has the largest footprint when compared to any other cloud providers. The fleet, the footprint, the trust, the reliability of the organizations will be always AWS, because it is not just they started, it is because they are the only company who focus on the cloud. If you look into the business models of Azure and GCP, Microsoft is into 10 different verticals, and for them, cloud is one of their business area. If you look into the cloud, Google Cloud, Google is
That's
everywhere,
correct. Yes.
right? Google is everywhere. It's not to say that, but if you see the documentations, the support is absolutely, you don't get where if you get stuck, you cannot come out of it. So it's not about just the name, the brand. It's about Where are you focusing? AWS does not have any verticals. For them, if it is cloud, that means it is only cloud. So they
Mhm.
focus on only what they are doing, and they have the best scientists, best engineers, documentations, one of the best documentations that if you start learning, you get stuck somewhere. You just open a document, their documents are so self-explanatory that you can read and understand and make your journey to the next level. And the support, when you get stuck somewhere, when you work as an enterprise organization, I'm a business owner, my company is behind AWS. I want one of the best, fantastic support because my production workloads can get stuck anywhere. And if
Mhm.
I don't get from any other platforms, it's AWS whose support is one of the best in the world. You talk to them, they'll share the screen, they'll fix your problem, and they have different models too. They maintain their reputation. And for that, I'm a big fan of AWS. I've been
Right.
in the industry from 8 years. I say if there is a cloud, that's only AWS, not anything else.
Absolutely, absolutely, Gaurav. That's fantastic. And now come to think about it, right? Come to think about it. I know you're talking about what AWS focuses on, right? They don't have multiple verticals. They are not distracted by other lines of businesses they are fighting for. This is it for them. They have their eggs in one basket, full stop. They are not doing anything else, right? But for an everyday person like somebody watching now online who is interested in AWS, what does that mean for them in terms of a job opportunity, in terms of critical financial and economic growth, in terms of career advancement? Does the fact that AWS is only focused on a specific business, is the biggest cloud business on earth, is the number one in cloud infrastructure and cloud deployment, does that provide opportunity for everyday people to plug into the system, get jobs? Are companies needing people who have the AWS skills because of that? Can you talk to me and the audience a little bit about that?
Of course, Gustav. See, as I said, AWS is one of the leading providers of cloud, and we know how the cloud is having a demand. You'll not believe there is a scenario where the jobs are more, the people are less. And
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, this is the fact. People just scared of, okay, I don't know whether I can adapt this technology. Is there's a lot of coding language required? Do I need to code to get into the cloud? Absolutely not. You have to start one day to be a part of it. The moment you get a job, you will say, wow, that's one of my best decisions in my life. You just understand, it's a concept that you need. It's something like you're watching a sci-fi movie where
Mhm.
you get started and you will say at the end of the movie, you say, what a movie was that. It's something like that. When someone has created outstandingly appreciated by millions and trillions of people, hundreds of organizations migrated to cloud, there is something behind it. And I think
Absolutely.
every individual should give a shot to understand what it is. When you do it and you get it, you'll never look back. A game changer in your life. That's
Absolutely. That's fantastic, Gaurav. And I like the way you put that, right? Because somebody watching us right now from anywhere in the world can be asking themselves, yeah, this is a great technology. AWS is the number one. What does it mean for me? How does it change my life? And I like the way you put it because it's telling about the number of job opportunities that are available out there. In fact, there is a slide here I would like us to take a look at, right? This is just telling us as of today. I just did a basic Google search, and this is not on Google, this is on Indeed, which is just one of the hiring platforms. We have over 10 of them, the solid hiring global platforms for IT staff. I did a basic search on that platform, and this is what it told us that as of today, there are over. Let me see if I can make that a little bit. If I can make that a little bit bigger, so we can see what that tells us is that there are over 33,280 AWS solution architect jobs available, and there are over 28,773 DevOps engineer AWS DevOps engineering jobs available. This is on a daily basis. We are not talking here about the cumulative of the year. We are saying on a daily basis. What it really means is every day, and this is just in North America. I mean, go off myself. We are not even talking here about the global demand. We are just putting it even within just a region. By the time we talk about the demand for this in India, in China, in Germany, in Europe, it's going to be explosive, right? So what this really means is that every day, all the companies you know about, Southwest Airlines, Walmart, Macy's, they all need 33,280,000 architect jobs and 28,773,000 DevOps engineering jobs. The question, therefore, that comes to my mind for you listening to us today is, do you think if they are calling up 33,280 people in North America who can get a job, one of them, you cannot figure into one of them? I believe you can. I believe you're part of that revolution. You have the ability. Gaurav said something very important. You know, a lot of times people are worried about the big terminology, all the different terms we use. Don't be scared. Once you get in, you will realize it's certainly the best decision you ever took, especially at this point in your life, at this point in your career, because you experience exponential growth, you experience significant change, not only in your career, but in your earning potential and in the things that will happen to you and your family as you go forward, right? So where do the opportunities lie? What companies are actually out there trying to hire? Gaurav, I know somebody listening to us will be asking, well, you're telling me about this training. I'll do the training. Who is going to hire me? Where do those opportunities lie, Gaurav?
See, if people ask that question, like who's gonna hire me, then I could say like you talk to yourself first. It's like I can say in a simple words, when you join a training, you might know something about cloud or you might know nothing about the cloud. But we guarantee you that in the next 5 weeks, you will change your ideology and your view of looking at the job opportunity is totally different. You will be a person who you will think about how to put my resume, how to add certifications in my profile, how to upload it to the right job portals and give interviews. You give couple of them. The moment you succeed, you get a flavor of success. You will never be looking back out of it. So I would say if people who think like, really can I make it, is the question in your mind, you will definitely make it.
Wonderful.
Just listen to the words of Gustav, be a part of it, and see. Just give us 5 weeks of time and see how it is going to help you in the next coming days.
Wonderful, Gaurav. And, I was just doing a basic search while preparing for this live show and just trying to figure out what are the real companies that utilize AWS architects and AWS DevOps engineers. And I was blown away by the volume of everyday companies that need these services, right? I'm looking at the banking industry, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. I'm looking at the pharmaceutical industry, Pfizer, GlaxoSmithKline, fast-moving consumable goods, Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, even the automobile industry, GM, Toyota, car rental services. In fact, Gaurav, I live in Austin, Texas, and Tesla is moving a major factory here in Austin. They're building a massive factory. And
Cloud,
they're looking for all these architects to come and help their systems, right? Samsung has one of the biggest campuses in the world out here in Austin. It's just one city. And when you start looking across the board in North America, in Europe, in Asia, and the demand for these things, as you said, there is more jobs than the human numbers can fill. Right? That is where we really believe an opportunity lies. That is why we say this is the new gold rush. This is the new gold rush because there is this unique opportunity where people can really accentuate, people can really step up and really, not arithmetically but geometrically change their circumstances from whatever it is you're doing. I will talk about somebody like myself. I remember I used to work as a nurse many years ago, and when I joined this movement about 10 years ago, I saw a significant switch in everything. Not only in how much I made every 2 weeks, but in how my lifestyle completely turned around because I realized there was an opportunity that is worth chasing, right? So there are opportunities everywhere in the airlines industry, American Airlines, Southwest, all of these companies are hiring and they need you to come in and help them. Wonderful. So, so why the urgency of now, Gaurav? I'm looking at the slide on the screen, and I'm thinking you certainly would have something to throw on this.
Gustav, why the urgency is like there is no time for getting a job or making your profile stronger. It's like I would say people are already late. we should have been already making an experience of 5 6 years, making our families and traveling entire the world. So if not now, then when the
Absolutely.
organization, if the when the organizations needing you, they're yelling at you that they need the cloud architects. And if and we know that what phase we have come from the last 2 years, and now the world is again growing it back to the shape. And if not now, then never.
And when that's true. That's true,
Right?
Gaurav.
It's just
Exactly.
one word. If not now, then never.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just looking at the numbers again, I mean, which are very attractive, right? The solutions architect average pay is 121, and that is $13,000 higher than an average salary for top ITs for the 15 IT certified for the top 15 IT certified professionals. Right? The national average for the AWS DevOps engineer is about 125,000 in the US, and experienced engineers can earn up to 180, over 38,000 jobs available to be filled on a daily basis. So all of this creates an opportunity, a unique opportunity, because companies are desperate. They need people. They're asking for help. They need you sitting out there listening to us to come in and help give them a chance, right? Now, what are the next steps? I would like to talk a little bit about the next step. We promise to hold you for about 40, 45 minutes, and we're trying to keep it to that. Usually, when Gaurav starts talking about technology, starts talking about AWS, it's hard for him to stop because the guy is so passionate about this. So, but let's just talk a little bit about the next steps, right? What is the expectation after this? So, we have an AWS certified architect class starting on Saturday, the 18th of June, right? And this class only costs $499. You have to be part of this class, register and join this class. Right after that, we have the AWS DevOps engineering class starting on July the 23rd. And there's a reason why we do it this way. We recommend people to take the architect class first. And once you finish with that, then you take the DevOps class. Because in combination, they give you the credential, they give you the credibility, they give you the knowledge, they give you the skill to be able to compete and win jobs out there. As we mentioned to you, the jobs are out there. The question now, we don't have people. There are no people because we need people who are trained and who can go in and help these companies. So if you're interested in this program, which I recommend very strongly that you be part of it, reach out to us for the phone number 763-291-7145. You can also make payments through the email as well or through Cash App. But this is the work. This is actually the class schedule. Will be starting on the 18th. We have very limited seating for this class. We only accept 20 people. And the reason why we take 20 people is because we insist to make sure we give them the best output possible. So we don't want a saturated class where it's hard for us to be able to really give the value we are known for, right? So join the movement, be part of the movement, and become part of this revolution that is happening in the world today, and be part of the solution, right? Be part of the AWS global family, which is expanding faster than any other family in the world. So I know it's very early for you, Gaurav. I want to thank you very immensely for taking the time to join us, Gaurav. Any last words for the audience?
Absolutely, my pleasure, Gustav. Anything for the people to grow their career. I would be the very fortunate person to make their careers live and make them more confident to make their families and their lives more comfortable. So, guys, just all I can say is like thanks to Gustav and be a part of it. Let's meet you on the 18th of this July and make you a successful architects and DevOps engineers. Catch you there.
Wonderful. Thank you, Gaurav. I really appreciate you taking the time to come and share your knowledge, your wisdom as usual. And for everybody on the line listening to us, go ahead and click on the subscribe button on our channel. Join our channel so you can stay attributed with our programs. You can stay informed about the different things happening. And I just want to tell you this before I let you go tonight. Your dream is possible. The big question is, how hungry are you? How badly do you want this opportunity? It's usually said that doing the same thing and expecting different results is called insanity, right? If you're doing the same thing over and over and you're expecting a different result, it's called insanity. I remember even in my own life, 10 years ago, I was barely 35 years old at that point, and I stood in front of the mirror difficult, having come through a bankruptcy, foreclosed on my homes, broke as hell, working 4 jobs round the clock, and barely able to make ends meet. I told myself while crying in front of the mirror, I said, Gustav, this is not the plan. When I was young, I was thinking by the time I'll be 35, I will have an airplane working on Wall Street and doing great things with my life, right? But I realized it wasn't working at that time and I had to do something dramatic. I had to do something different. That's how my cousin talked to me about the opportunity in the industry, and I found myself moving in the direction of the IT industry. And I can tell you this, you can never understand what it means because the way the changes happen, number one, it happens very fast. Number two, it's just incredible to look back and see how far you've come and how things have changed for the better for you. This is the fastest growing industry. AWS is the fastest growing technology platform. Technology and technology staff and the industry is going to produce more millionaires in dollars than any other industry in the world. And it's very basic. It's not because I said so. You take your earnings of about $121,000 a year. If you can save only 30% on that of that amount of money over a 20-year period for an 8% interest growth within an ETF, you can certainly become a millionaire very easily, right? So I want to encourage you to not only listen to this information, but take action, right? Don't wait, don't contemplate, don't procrastinate, don't try to postpone that decision because the opportunity is now and you have to take it and run. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you spending this time online with us. You'll be blessed. We are waiting to see you on the side. On the side, go ahead, reach out to us, get yourselves registered. Let's get going with this program. Thank you. Thank you so much, Gaurav. It was a great joy having you on the line again. I'm looking forward to you doing the great things you always do. We have a lot of reviews from each person who've been through the program and who've been fortunate to have your mentorship, that they were really enjoyed it and they had fun doing that. Thank you, Gaurav. Have a great day. Blessings all the time.
Yeah, thanks, guys.